Welcome to Mount Evans, North America's highest auto road. And today we're continuing torture testing our Ram Rebel and the Shell Rotella oil that is flowing through the Hemi. This is a torture test, Andre. Yeah. This is how you torture test a truck. Okay, that got a little... Keep moving. I got a little too wheelie. All right, Andre, we're about to basically drive up the side of a mountain.
Okay, sure.
Are you okay with that?
I trust you.
Okay, good.
I know you're a good off-roader, and you've done this before.
This torture test is all about maximum payload, maximum elevation to stress the truck out as much as possible. But in order to accomplish this, I had to enlist help from a special friend who loves wood.
Yeah, we've got 1,000 pounds of green wood to put into this poor truck.
Let's get it loaded.
This is part of the glamorous work. This is why they keep me in the background to help load wood.
Truck number, sir? Truck number 1. I want to take off the tonneau cover and then get it all safe and nice for the mountain climb. Here we are, fully loaded. We're at about 38.5 inches. Normally we would be at 40.
Andres, today's torture test is about two aspects of really testing this truck, right? Number one is driving up the mountain and making sure that the oil can handle the engine temperatures of this giant load.
Yes.
And of course, this video series is sponsored by our friends at Shell. And at the end, we are going to take a look at the oil to make sure that it is held up. And of course, the second part, the one that I'm really looking forward to, making sure that we don't careen off the cliff. All right, let's head on up. Yeah guys, so in the series, the idea is to torture test both the truck and the oil. And to do that, we've now taken it up the Ike Gauntlet.
Yes.
Towing the maximum amount of weight.
Absolutely.
We took it to Moab at Hell's Revenge in the middle of summer where it was 110 degrees and just bashed the living daylights out of it.
Yes.
And now, of course, we've loaded it to its max and we are going up the highest road in the land.
Yep.
And if that ain't torture testing, Andre, I don't know what is.
Yeah, and of course we're using Shell Rotella gas truck engine oil.
Yep.
They were known for their semi-trucks and diesel engine oil, but now they're basically offering the oil for all truck engines. And truck engines work hard on a regular basis, right?
Yeah, I mean, hauling 1,000 pounds of wood,
yes.
You won't be doing that in your VW Tiguan, will you?
No, or your Honda Accord.
No. I think this is about as tough as you can get, in real world conditions, right? TFL is always about real world reviews. Obviously, you can put this truck on a dyno and run it for hours on end, but that's not the way people drive. So we wanted to do a test to use the vehicle the way that people use their trucks. These turns, there's no guardrail, Andre. Show them with the camera, right? There's no guardrail. There's just a mountain cliff. I'm getting that feeling inside my tummy, when you're like, oh God, this is not gonna end well. Andre, we've got 3 temperatures we're monitoring on the way up: coolant temp, trans temp, oil temp, and oil pressure. We started at 221 on the coolant temp, and it's up to 224. I just saw 226 for a second. The oil temp is holding steady at 235, but I suspect two things are going to happen. As we go higher, that temperature might get warmer, but then of course the ambient air temperature also gets colder. Hey Andre, we got mountain goat right next to us.
Heck yeah!
Yeah.
Those goats look to be at home.
So Andre, we just popped above tree line, and you know this, every 1,000 feet of elevation gain, you lose about 3% of air density.
Yeah, so if we're going to over 14,000, that's about 42% loss.
Yeah.
That's a huge loss. That means we're losing, what, almost 200 horsepower.
Yeah,
Really?
exactly. Because air density translates exactly to horsepower.
Yeah.
Right? There's the same amount of air, but the molecules are farther apart, so
Yeah.
when the explosion happens, it's not as powerful.
Exactly.
So we're going to be down to, what, 200 plus horsepower?
Yeah, at like 220, 230, but we're still hauling maximum load.
This is our third torture test, and at the end of each episode we take an oil sample from the engine and we send it to a third-party testing facility. But so far we only have one result, so there's not enough data. So as we move along in the series, we'll give you more information about the oil.
Hey Andre, guess what?
We did it!
Yeah. We brought a load of wood up to the highest drivable point in America.
Because there is no wood here.
It's cold up here, man. They need wood. A lot of the manufacturers use Mount Evans as a place to test prototypes, and there is at Everest, which is a vehicle that we don't get here in America. A lot of people are saying is going to be basically the bones of a Bronco. Yeah, the chassis potentially for the upcoming Bronco up here altitude testing. How cool is that? Hey Andre, yo, we gotta do a selfie.
Okay.
All right, let's go get a selfie by the sign.
All right.
Appreciate it.
So by the way, the parking lot is 14,130 feet, but the peak is actually higher. Of course, it's just behind us, 14,260 feet or so.
Andre is warm like a Russian bear. He doesn't need a jacket up here. As always, guys, this is Roman
And Andre,
saying thanks for watching. Remember, check out TFLtruck.com for more news, views, and of course, real world torture test reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.
They're the white mountain goats that are signature to this area. There's like a baby goat and a mama goat and a papa goat, and papa goat just peed. Oh, good God. Guys, we're in the middle of the rainstorm right now on the highway and I can barely see. Alright, it's time to get the sample.
since we started this torture series, we already put on over 4,000 very hard miles on the truck. And we're not stopping there. We're gonna see if we can double that mileage before we're done. Here we go, got our third sample of oil. Oh, I can barely touch it, it's pretty hot. We're sending it to a third-party lab, and then Shell will kind of communicate the results to us. And as soon as we get more than one result, we'll be able to tell how we are progressing. So, here we go. All done.